Alright everyone, so today's lesson is Pink Floyd and it's Brain Damage. Now, I mean originally hearing this, obviously the album version's not acoustic and it sounds quite complicated, but there's an actual video of Roger Waters playing this on YouTube actually. And if I were look playing acoustic, it's not too bad. It's actually easy enough to work out. The hardest part of it really is just the picking, which isn't really that hard, so we'll show you that. But first of all, we'll go into the chords just to see what we're going to be playing. So if we start with the verse, we're starting off in a D, and then what we're using is the same D shape and we're sliding up 2 frets. It's a type of E we'll go into later. And then what we're using is an A7. So what we're doing is we're using sort of full A7 if you like, so we're barring the first, second, third and fourth strings in the second fret, and then we're using the first string on the third fret. And preferably mute your 6th string with your thumb. But we're going to be picking for the majority, so as I say, you'll generally not need much muting when we're picking anyway. And the other chord for the verse is a G7. The G7 is normally this, but we're only really playing the sort of bottom, the first, second, third and fourth strings, so we're only really needing the first finger, first fret, first string. That. So just part of the verse we sort of run through. What we're listening to is just alternating between the D and the G7. D, G7. Okay. There's actually a sort of rhythm to it, so what we really need to get onto is the actual picking. It's the most important part of the song, obviously. Now we'll work this out by holding a D chord, just so we're all sounding the same, we know what it's supposed to sound like, rather than going doing it open because it sounds a bit rubbish, so we'll do it with a D. I'll just move the camera along slightly, so we're focusing more on this hand. So what we're basically doing is the first thing we're doing is the first and fourth strings we're plucking together. So first and fourth together, and then third string. So first and fourth together, third, and then second. So first, fourth together, third, second, fourth. Okay, so again, first and fourth together, third, second, fourth. Okay, so another one added. So first and fourth together, first and fourth, third, second, fourth, first. Do it with one finger if that makes it easier. So pluck first. Okay, and the last bit is third string. So first and fourth, third, second, fourth, first, third. Take a wee bit of practice to get it just like that, but do it nice and slow. Okay, and slowly speed it up. Right, now what we've got is, I call it a lull. I don't know why. But it's a wee lull just after that bit. So we've got the, then we've got, so what we're doing is the first and fourth together, and then the third string, first and fourth together, third again. So it's, you can practice that, no problem. Just we add that on at the end of the first set of plucking, so it's. Okay, so that's it all together. Okay, now depending upon which part of the song they're playing, sometimes we have the lull, or sometimes we just rotate through the original plucking, so it would be. So that was two rounds of the first bit of plucking. Or we could have the first bit of plucking with a lull. Okay, now that's it. That's the two sort of versions of it, if you like. But depending on what part of the song they're playing, and to be fair, I've seen it played different times in different ways. I'll give you my version of it, obviously. But I say essentially when I'm saying lull, I'm just talking about the fourth and first with the third. Or we're going straight through with the strumming, with the plucking, sorry. So we're just rotating that again and again and again. Right, so we'll move back up slightly to this hand, because this is the one that we're concentrating on. Now remember, the plucking doesn't really change, that's it, that's the only two versions of it there are. So if we get into it again, so in order what we're looking at is the intro, slightly different, more lulls on that than anything. So we're looking at starting with a D, which we've been playing, the first sort of set of plucking. So that bit had the lull. Okay, so first bit of plucking. We'll follow this up with a G7, first finger, first fret, first string. So that had a lull on at the end as well. Repeat that again, so back to the D, back to the G7, back to the D, and so right through that time, no lull that time, yeah? So it was two shots of the plucking. Now we're going to slide the D up 2 frets, with a lull. Show you that again, so it was 2 shots through, so in and up. Okay. And then what we're moving down to after that is the A7. Oh sorry, that's 2 of that, that's 2 of this A7. Back to the D. Low. G7, low, D, through, low, A7, through, low. Okay, now it's you'll need to practice it a few times to get exactly what we're looking at, but the main point is to get the plucking correct. If you get the plucking correct, as in not necessarily the lulls, and if you play straight through all the way, that'll be fine to start with, and then you can pick out the individual parts where the lull is. I would recommend looking at the video Roger Waters playing the song acoustically. It's probably the best place to get it, and that's essentially it. But what we get the second time round, back to the D. Intro to the chorus, we changed to a D7. So we're going to D. With a lull. Okay, then into the chorus. And for the chorus I'm going to cheat because I prefer it this way. I prefer cheating. I prefer doing the strumming on this, although it is open hand, but that's okay. Basically, the way Roger Waters does it is he then moves into the G and he does the plucking. argue with Roger Waters, he wrote the song, it's all good, but I prefer strum it at this point, especially if you're sort of singing along yourself and things like that, which obviously being acoustic you generally are. So I would rather go on to just straight strum chords at this point. So we've covered the sort of verse part. There is slight variations in the verse as well, depending upon what part of the song, especially the second verse. But if we move on to the actual chorus and the chords for that, vary slightly, but mainly they're G, A, C, and back to G again. So it's the A, C, back to G. Now we then repeat that again, but the G at the end is only for 2 bars. I'll show it again. So again, through it again. G for 2, and it's B minor, E minor, A. You don't need to just do downstrokes like that. So again, the whole thing through, so it's G, A, C, G. C, back to G. G again. C, back to G for 2, E minor, E minor, A, and then back to the verse. He finishes it off with something along those lines. You can essentially what I was doing there was when we get back to the A7, if you extend your pinky, keeping the chord on, all the fingers on, extend your pinky to the first first string on the 5th fret, back to the A7. And a little bit of pluckings. We're playing the open A, open 5th, and then we're playing the 4th string on the 2nd fret, 4th fret, 5th string, and open A. So sorry, 2nd open, sorry, on the 4th as well. Then the 5th on the 4th. Sorry, the 5th string, 4th fret. Then back to the D. We just vary it so we can lift off the sort of 2nd finger. Up there, down there, something like that. So just something to finish it off basically. As I say, there's no specific way to do it really, because it's just an acoustic version. Obviously the real version's electric. So hopefully that's been helpful to you. As I say, just pick the parts out of the video that you really need. It's all there basically to play the entire song. There's a couple of more repeats from the sort of D shape sliding up, but in essence that is the whole song. Main point: practice the plucking. Once you get the plucking right, it's going to sound all good. Make sure you get the chords, even if you need to start with the chords as a strum to start with, just to make sure you're getting them in the right place. And once you've done that, it should all be good. Alright, thanks, see you later, bye.